University of Fort Hare Centenary commemorations, and is being jointly organised with the Department of Higher Education and Training. So let's get more now on what's been happening at the university. Our reporter Busisiwe Jemsana is in Alice. Busisiwe, very good afternoon to you. This is not only about implementing a way forward for higher education, but it's also about access to education, which is one of the transformation issues under discussion.
Indeed, Natasha, access to education will be key in these discussions. Some will be centered around it, with some officials saying that transformation will not be possible without access to education, but in that there will need to be access with success, meaning that people that are in the system that are able to find jobs afterwards. Now, Natasha, we'll be speaking to Professor Habib from Wits University, who is here as the chairperson of University South Africa. And Natasha, we know Professor Habib has had his fair share of students protesting, demanding transformation. We're pretty sure he's the right person to speak to. Professor, transformation, quite a broad word. Let's narrow it down. What are we talking about when we're saying transformation?
So I think it means many things. I think firstly it means ensuring that student enrollment in our universities is diverse. It's across racial and cultural backgrounds, but also that poor people have access to universities. I think it talks about the professoriate being diversified and ensuring that we have a large number of African and colored professors in our system. It's about naming and the culture of the institutions, about the symbols, about the names of the buildings, about the broader environment, about whether we pay our workers appropriate wages. So I think you're right, it's a broad term. We need to define in concrete ways what are the 3 or 4 or 5 different characteristics of it. And I think that we are beginning to do that, and I think that we have a broad consensus on what those are. I do think that the big issue is how well have we done. And in some areas we've done very well, in other areas we've done terribly. So for instance, at least 70, 75, 78% of students in the system are now black. A vast majority are African. Even places like Wits University, which was historically white, 77% of our students are black. More than 65-70% are now African. That suggests a fundamental shift. On the other hand, at other levels we haven't done that well. So the numbers of African professors we have, there's just not enough in the system, and there's clearly not enough African women professors in the system.
And I see a lot still needs to be done, and I know you have to go back to another session, and because of time we're going to have to leave it there. We will continue with this discussion. That was Professor Habib from Wits University, saying outlining the challenges, what has been done, saying that there has been things that have been done, but a lot still needs to be done. From us here in Alice, it's back to you in studio.